This person is looking at another, getting lost in what they have lost with you. He does this while trying to disguise his pain. He's at parties, surrounded by people, but his gaze drifts far away to a past that was once better. He laughs, talks, but a part of him is absent. While you sleep, this person revisits every moment you had together. He said he wasn't ready, but the truth is he never had the courage to face what you could have been. He makes promises to himself, believing he can move on, but he returns to his memories like an addict who can't shake the habit. And you know this because you've picked up on the signs. You felt in the depths of your being that he was slipping away. You noticed when he started to pull back, the messages decreasing, the calls becoming rare. You're not imagining it. Intuition never lies. This person feels a numbing longing, that tightness in his chest that only appears when he thinks of you. He wishes he could erase this feeling, but the harder he tries, the stronger it gets. And so he distracts himself with other people, but deep down he knows that no one comes close to what he had with you. The conversations feel empty, and the glances lack connection. This frustrates him, and he feels lost, as if he's in an emotional desert. Meanwhile, you're trying to move on, convincing yourself that it's all okay, that it's possible to be with someone else and be happy again. But what you know is that, even in the best situations, something is missing. The truth is that while you meet new people, he continues to carry you in his heart. He hides this from everyone, especially from himself. He tries to deceive himself, saying that everything he feels is temporary, that it will end once he allows himself to forget. But that's not how it works. The connection you had was very real. He should have fought instead of running away. Now he looks at others and realizes that they don't even come close to what he had with you, what you represented. He knows that the life he lives now is a diluted version of what it could be. And you? You're here spending hours thinking about him, wondering where he might be, if he still has a little spot for you in his heart. You're waiting for a message that may never come. You keep looking at your phone, hoping that he will do what you know he should do, acknowledge everything he's lost. The fact is that he is frightened by the thought that you might move on. That terrifies him. The idea of losing you for good is a burden he cannot bear. He knows life is passing him by, and while he watches you from a distance, he is terrified of seeing you drift even further away. And yet, his paralysis prevents him from acting. Every day is a battle for him, and the only thing he can manage to do is stay stuck in his comfort zone, watching life go by. He knows you are moving on strong, but his truth is that he doesn't know how to approach you again. He wants to. He yearns for it, but courage never comes. This person is trapped in his own labyrinth of doubts and fears. He looked at someone else and saw everything he lost in you. This person is mulling over you right this moment. He frequently picks up his phone, searching for your pictures. He looks, but doesn't text. It's like the words are missing, as if an emptiness prevents him from getting close. He said he wanted to move on, but in truth he is stuck in the past. And you know this because deep down, you have always known his truth. You felt it when he started to pull away, that sudden change in him, when the connection seemed to fade. You're not imagining things. He has tried to replace your presence with other people, but he can't. This person seeks what is most superficial, and yet in the silence of the night, when everything seems calm, he wonders if you still think about him. And guess what? The answer is yes, but he doesn't have the courage to admit it. He might be going out and having fun, but the truth is that beneath that facade, he feels a huge emptiness. This person distracts himself, but the pain of losing you consumes him. He has caught himself comparing anyone to you, and believe me, no one comes close. He tries to ignore it, but he can't. You awakened emotions in him that he never knew existed. Meanwhile, you observe his silence, questioning what happened. You feel like you should have more answers. This person ran away, not just from you, but from his own feelings. He lies to himself all the time, saying he isn't ready, that it's not the right time. But in reality, it's the fear that paralyzes him. The fear of not being enough, of failing. This person hides behind a mask of indifference, but the truth is that he wants to be found. He dreams about you, about what could have been, about what he let slip through his fingers. He gets lost in thoughts of what it would be like to have you by his side. And that only paralyzes him further, because he knows he let that possibility go. He pulls out his phone, starts to type, but stops. This happens more often than you might think. At that moment, each message he deletes is a piece of the truth he's afraid to reveal. He wishes he could shout to you everything he feels, But every time he tries, doubt overwhelms him. What would you think? Do you still care? He wonders that while trying to convince himself that maybe it's better to keep his distance. His life is a routine, a cycle of disguised loneliness. He lives one day after the other, with you etched in his memory and in every corner of his mind. He misses you in the simplest things, like the scent of your perfume that seems to be everywhere. He tries to mask it, but the memories invade his thoughts, making it hard to move on. And when night falls, this person finds themselves reliving moments that have passed and now seem irretrievable. While you may be going on with your life, he is trapped in a maze of regrets. Even when he's with other people, no one can fill the space you left behind. No one compares to the connection you two had. He is living an emotional conflict that consumes him. This person needs the courage to face this situation. He wants to be close, but the uncertainty paralyzes him. What he fears the most is discovering that you no longer care, that you might have found someone who does. You might have noticed that he looks for your gaze in other people. And do you know what's the saddest part? He doesn't find it. And just when he thinks he's ready to move on, your image reappears as if haunting him. At the same time, you are there, seeking answers he can't provide. He should have been clearer, more honest. You deserve to know that he's afraid to open up, to take risks, to suffer again. He doesn't want to hurt you, but because of that, he ends up hurting himself even more. So you check your phone and the question lingers, why hasn't he shown up? Because he's caught in this uncertainty, in this ego game that prevents him from doing what he really wants. And the pain is real. He wishes he could turn back time and correct his mistakes, but he's so entangled in the web he's created that he can't. He looked at someone else and saw everything he lost in you. Now, this person is fighting an internal battle. On the outside, he tries to act normally, but the truth is he misses you in a way that no one can understand. He distracts himself with other people, pretends that everything is fine, but when night comes, he picks up his phone and starts searching for you. Your picture, a video, any trace that makes him feel your presence again. And you know this because you followed this cycle. You noticed all those exits, but you also saw that nothing and no one could replace her. You felt when he got lost in thought, when your gaze crossed his mind during conversations with other people. It was clear, wasn't it? He said that everything was fine, but inside, he's consumed by loneliness. Meanwhile, this person struggles between the desire to have you and the fear of opening up. He acts as if he's okay, but deep down every laugh is a mask, hiding the pain of not having you by his side. He got lost in his own contradictions. He claimed it wasn't the right time, but he continues to daydream about a future alongside you, different from what he has now. The brutal truth is that this person still feels something strong for you. He wants to see you, but the fear is paralyzing. The fear of losing you forever if he tries to get close again is greater than the desire to take the first step. He hides behind unsent messages and calls that weren't made. He knows that if things between you didn't work out last time, the chance of a new encounter could hurt even more, and that is, for him, unbearable. Meanwhile, you carry on with your life, exactly, living but with a piece missing. His memory lingers. You wonder if he still thinks of you, and the answer is yes. But surprisingly, that doesn't change the situation. He is frozen, lost in memories. He has imagined what it would be like to meet you again, that moment when your eyes cross again. He wonders if you still feel the same way, if you've managed to forget him. Every time he hears a song that reminds him of you, it feels like a punch to the gut, because deep down, he knows you are irreplaceable. He tries to put this aside, but it's impossible not to compare you to every person who comes into his life, and you already knew that. You realize that the story between you two didn't have a proper closure. The feeling that it could have been different hangs in the air, and both of you sense it. But pride and fear keep him trapped in silence. He's there, living, but longing, and at the same time distancing himself. Nothing changes. Life goes on, but both know that the voice of truth screams loudly within them. Deep down, that person is still in love with you but can't overcome their insecurities. And with each passing day, the certainty that time is running out becomes more real. The truth is hard, I know, but it's time to face it. He looked at someone else and, in some way, realized that what he really wanted was right there, within reach, but he didn't allow himself before. He let it slip away, and now you are here, living a new reality, while he continues to drown in a sea of regrets. And he knows all of this. The The difference is that he hasn't mustered the courage to admit it yet. He is torn between memory and denial. He can't stop thinking about you, but he refuses to admit it. In the strangest hours, like at 3 a.m., he gathers the courage and picks up his phone. He opens your social media profile. He doesn't message you, but he watches. He notices the details, the smiles that are no longer meant for him, and this consumes him. This person said he was better off this way, that he needed to focus on himself. But the truth is that he isn't feeling better. Deep down he knows he's running from what he feels. While you sleep, he spends hours reflecting on all that could have been. Between one drink and another, amid laughter with friends, he still imagines you there, laughing beside him. You know this because it's impossible to hide deep feelings. You felt it when he looked away, when his gestures became awkward. You noticed the contradiction between what he said and what he did. He said he needed freedom, but the truth is that he needed courage. Courage to face what you represent in his life. He misses the connection he had with you, but he won't admit it. There's a battle inside him that he fights. When he says it's not the right time, it's just a mask. What he truly feels is fear. Fear of opening up to you, of showing his weaknesses. He hid his insecurities and you saw right through them, and that scares him deeply. Meanwhile, you check your phone, waiting for a message that never comes. You keep searching for answers in the things he said, trying to understand where everything went off track. Deep down, you already know. You know he regrets it. You know that even though he's with others, none of them compare to you. He thinks about this every time he's alone. He can't forget the way you looked at him, the way you laughed, and he tries to convince himself that life can go on without you, but all he manages to do is collect memories. The brutal truth is that he values the moments you shared, but he doesn't know how to reclaim them. The silence between you weighs more than any unspoken word. This person has thought about breaking the routine and reaching out to you. He's imagined knocking on your door, making an effort to reconnect, but then he gives up. The fear of hearing a no is stronger than the desire to try, and so he continues living this facade, trying to take a step forward but always retreating. The harsh reality is that he is trapped by his pride. He knows that you deserve someone who is truly committed, but he isn't ready to be that someone just yet. Meanwhile, you continue living your life, but the hope of a reunion insists on lingering, even as you try to push it away. With every passing day, the chance of you two reuniting diminishes, and you realize this. You've imagined many times how things would be if only he had the courage to confront his fears. After all, you're not the only one. He feels that connection, but he lets it slip away due to a lack of courage, and you already knew that.